Welcome to the Thornton Review, the show designed with you in mind. If it's important to you, it's important to us. David Stafford was born and raised in Pensacola, Florida. He has over 30 years of experience in government management and public leadership. David served 5 terms as Escambia County Supervisor of Elections from 2005 to 2024. As a constitutional officer, he was responsible for voter registration, election administration, and candidate qualifying. As the Supervisor of Elections, David managed a multimillion-dollar budget and oversaw staff recruitment and training. He led the adoption of new voting systems, innovative technology, and cybersecurity protocols. He also provided national leadership on election administration through service on multiple advisories and committees. After his position as Supervisor of Elections, David was appointed as Election Security Advisor for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Throughout his career, David has served on multiple national advisory boards and held office as President of the Florida Supervisor of Elections Association. In 2022, he was inducted into the National Association of Election Officials Hall of Fame. David is currently the City Administrator for Pensacola, where he leads the city's administrative operations to advance the city's strategic priorities. Hi, I'm Pueschel, Schneier, Executive Producer and Manager of the Thornton Review. Thank you for tuning in. Our guest on today's show is David Stafford, City of Pensacola Administrator. So David, it's really nice to have you on the show again. You were on the show as Supervisor of Elections 2 years ago, almost exactly.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah. So, well, please introduce yourself.
Sure. Well, again, as you said, I'm David Stafford. I'm the City Administrator. I've been on the job since just the end of October, so still relatively new, but it's an interesting place to work. Before that, I spent for the better part of 20 years as the elected Supervisor of Elections, Constitutional Officer here in the great county of Escambia, and then had an opportunity to do a couple other things, and then came back to work here. Had an opportunity to come back after my friend Captain Kinsella, who was the previous city administrator, left to go for another job, and there was an opening there. And so I had some discussions with both he and then subsequent to that with Mayor Reeves, and ultimately ended up taking the job, working with a great group of people, almost 900 employees at the city, and it's a very wide-ranging place. You've got an international airport, a deep water port, a gas utility, and then, of course, all of the other normal levers of departments of government like Parks and Rec and facilities and fleet maintenance and all kinds of great stuff. But I was born in Pensacola. I was born at Baptist Hospital many years ago. So this is home, and so it's really a wonderful opportunity to come back and work for the city, for the citizens here.
Absolutely.
In the city of Pensacola. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
I appreciate that. So It sounds like you have a lot of people and departments to manage.
I do.
And we're going to get into that.
Sure.
But first, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll begin our discussion with David Stafford, City Administrator for Pensacola.
All right.
There is no government-funded program that can guide a man's thoughts. Only God can do that. company can install any type of fence. When you call and mention the Thornton Review, you'll receive a $100 discount on your fence. They also offer military discounts. Vinyl fence, wood fence, aluminum fence, chain link fence. If it has the word fence, Alpha Fence Company can do it. 850-586-8020. 850-586-8020. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Pueschel Schneier, and we have David Stafford in the studio. He is the city administrator for Pensacola, and he's brand new at the job, and that's awesome. But what better person, I mean, because you already know everything about Escambia County as a whole almost. Being Supervisor of Elections is probably the most important position other than mayor for the city. And you've got, over 20 years experience as a constitutional officer, and in the same office, you managed over 600 people in that office. It's huge. And it's a giant responsibility.
Absolutely.
And you got national recognition, state recognition. So congratulations on your career.
Thank you.
You've had an outstanding career. You're excellent at your job. You know how to run things, apparently. So explain it all to us. What's the difference in Supervisor of Elections and City Administrator?
Well,
what's the hardest part?
Yeah, I think probably, when you're doing something like Supervisor of Elections, it's fairly narrow in focus. So you get narrow and deep, right? So over the course of 20 years, I got to know pretty much all the ins and outs of everything that there is to election law, election administration, election security, all of those things. And so that was kind of a narrow focus, and I was able to go narrow and deep. Develop some expertise over the years on those issues. And then I guess the biggest difference is when you're city administrator, you're, as we just were talking about, you got all the different mechanisms of local government. First of all, of course, it's city versus county, municipality versus the county. But
you didn't have the stress of a campaign and elections and everything.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Just kind of first of all getting to learn all there is to know about the 18 departments and then almost 900 people.
Wow.
That make up the city of Pensacola, and all of the different pieces that make the city run. Again, as we were just talking about, having an international airport, a deep water port, which there's not a lot of places here certainly in the region that have that, and then you've got a gas utility, and then parks department and police department and a fire department and all of that. So, just learning more about those departments and the people that are in those departments and all the different challenges and responsibilities that they have, and how I can help them, because they're the ambassadors for the city, the ones that the police officers that you see on the street, the people that are working at our parks and after school programs.
So hopefully the department heads
we have wonderful directors.
They already know
throughout the city. That they're the ones that really do all the hard work. We're the ones that try to
keep it all together.
Keep it all together. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sure
provide them the resources. Budget, of course, finance department. That's when you combine all of the enterprises. That's what the big enterprises. It's over $300 million, and so it's a big budget. And so we're just already getting into that process and developing the budget for the next fiscal year. So,
well, you're from Pensacola, right? So you have a vested interest in making sure that this city is being run the way it's supposed to be, while preserving historical integrity of the city, the historical infrastructure, just the way things have been run in the city over the past. How old is this city? Is the 14 or 15?
Well, 1559.
1559.
We were
America's first settlement.
Exactly.
So, in my opinion, I'm from here too. So
St. Augustine tries to take that mantle from us, but
well, we were wiped away by a hurricane, and then
he
comes along St. Augustine. But we were here first.
That's
then
right.
They rebuilt.
That's right.
And so in my opinion, probably a lot of people's opinions, that makes us the most important city in America. And to preserve the
You wouldn't argue with that.
historical integrity of the city is very important, and the architecture is very important. And if there's new buildings downtown, they should look like historical, somewhat like a historical architecture, but with modern twist, maybe, because we are in 2026.
Sure, we have all kinds of we have the architectural review board and certain historic preservation and yeah, I mean I used to live in a home that was dated to the later part of the 1800s. And
I remember,
yeah, it was.
I knocked on your door a couple
Yeah,
times,
I
I think.
remember. Yeah, no, it's wonderful. It's always balancing, of course, the history and but looking towards the future. For instance, we were just at the port last week for the grand opening of the American Magic facility there, which was a fantastic event. The Lieutenant Governor and the Attorney General were in town, along with the Florida Department of Commerce Secretary and all kinds of folks from Tallahassee and Washington and beyond. It was quite an event. It's exciting facility there.
Explain what American Magic is and what they do, what you do.
Well, they're a couple things. They started as it's a kind of grown beyond. It was a sailing team initially, and they competed in 2 America's Cups. And the last one, they were actually based here. And there's a long wind-up story of how they ended up here in beautiful Pensacola and on Pensacola Bay.
So their boats are docked here, and the people live here.
Absolutely. The team was based here, and now this is an expansion where they're actually doing some high-tech manufacturing. And then one of the other exciting pieces is the affiliation with an organization called SailGP. It's the best way that I've heard it explained. It's like the F1, Formula One of sailing. And through this affiliation, I think there's a dozen current SailGP teams. This is going to be the training hub here in Pensacola, Florida, for all the 12 teams that are scattered throughout the world, actually. And so they will be cycling through here, and so you'll see they're out on Pensacola Bay. It's really exciting. So, and then also the high tech manufacturing. That's got applications beyond just sailing. So they're going to be doing some manufacturing of parts for rockets, if you can believe that. So
really
very exciting.
So it's bringing in jobs.
Absolutely, because they got some of the Triumph money, and part of that is they have to demonstrate a certain amount of job creation, which they've done. And so no, it's exciting, and it's already spurred additional interest and investment. And if you may remember the America's Cup. They had the big Pensacola logo on the
that's amazing.
On sales. So yeah, it's an exciting time out at port. And then of course, and we can get into this if you want. Talk about this project Mave that has been is a proposal also to be out at the port of Pensacola.
I have a question about the American Magic though and the SailGP. So that's bringing in jobs, correct?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So what kind of jobs and how many jobs?
I don't have those figures directly here in front of me, but they're high-tech jobs. In addition to, we have Olympians who were.
Are they building boats? What are they?
They're building. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The
That's
team
exciting.
Manufacturing there within the facility, but it's also the training, the training the headquarters for the American Magic team, and then this affiliation with SailGP. So it's
Are they do they train in the bay or the Gulf?
In the bay
or the Sound? Okay.
Yeah.
And so when they do they have boat races, correct? Is it once a year? Is it here?
They when you say they?
Well, American Magic. And they're building boats. Do they race them, or is it just a boat building place?
Yeah, I mean the team. Yeah, I mean they're
Yeah.
the ones that competed in the America's Cup. That was the last big venture that they
I'm not a
had.
big sailboat person. I'm sorry if
Yeah.
I'm asking questions
Yeah,
that
no.
probably I should already know. My dad had a sailboat when I was little, but it was a little one, and we had a lot of fun in the Sound on that boat. But that's about as much as I know about sailboats.
Yeah, but they also have folks from University of West Florida out there. They've already employed folks from the graduates from the University of West Florida, Pensacola State College, high tech engineering. It's a wonderful facility. Yeah.
Now, do they race in the bay, or do they travel?
Not yet. Yeah,
just
no,
wherever
not
wherever
yet.
they're
That's
going to have it.
future. Hopefully,
Okay.
you're going to see some actually competition. There is some competition that's coming here in the bay, but it's kind of future. The potentially it would be wonderful to have a sail GP race here in the bay.
Because what I'm getting at with that question is, so if there are however many sailboats they have racing in the bay, are you going to have to announce that no other boats or swimmers or fishermen or anybody is going to be able to be in the bay during that time?
Yeah. I think those kind of logistics are
that's not up to you, but somebody's going to have to make sure that nobody's out there.
Yeah. Those are the things that those professionals they deal with, because it's not unique. I mean, these races happen all over the world.
Yeah.
But that'd be a wonderful challenge to overcome, to have like an international competition here,
right?
In Pensacola Bay,
to try to convince other people you're not allowed in the bay today.
Oh,
but it's the only day I have off, and I'm going to go fishing in my spot.
I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah. Okay. So the Project Maeve.
Correct.
So that's going to be that's going before the Triumph Board.
It is.
So that's not set in stone yet.
Not yet,
okay.
but it's going before the Triumph Board is later this month, and they're meeting just south of Tallahassee. Is going to be considering it's about a $250 million project.
Okay, and what is the project exactly?
So it's the construction for 2 boat building facilities actually at the port. And they're called a Tier 2 Advanced Ship Manufacturing Facility.
Okay.
And here's the exciting part. The exciting part is that the proposal is about will employ approximately 2,000 manufacturing and support personnel, and about 400,000 square feet of manufacturing space.
Mm-hmm. So that's bringing in a lot of jobs.
Oh my goodness! 2,000. I think I was told
400,000 square foot.
Yeah, I was told that
that's the size of the
that
mall.
would be that the 2,000 jobs would be the second largest, would become the second largest employer based inside the city of Pensacola.
Wait, and it's going to be down there on the bay?
It'd be on the port complex. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
There's enough room down there?
There is. There is.
Beside the fish house?
It would be north of where the
near the train track?
North of where the American Magic facility is. Yeah, so basically between the fish house and where the American Magic on the northeast quadrant of the port.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting. That's huge, yeah.
Exciting, yeah. And
I'm all for bringing
it's
jobs.
Navy. They would be building ships for the Navy. It's a tier 2 facility.
Okay.
And in addition to the Coast Guard, Marines, Army.
So,
so the ask for the Triumph ask is for approximately $76 million, which would be, if awarded, I think it would be the second or third largest award in the history of Triumph.
Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Yeah.
So you have people who are going to speak before the board.
Yeah, so it's going to be presented in front of the Triumph Gulf Coast Board. I think it's January 28th.
Mm-hmm. So that's this month.
It is.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wish you the best. Hopefully it'll happen. Because I'm all for responsible job growth. I mean, job growth is amazing for any community, but I'm also for responsible population growth. And I think we need to put a cap through zoning and ordinances and density as far as bringing people in, bringing more and more and more people in, because we're going to have gridlock on the streets.
Cap.
Sure.
People?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how, just density, you would just say, are you talking about
density,
people,
housing
density?
Sure. That's how you'd have to do it.
Okay.
I'm sure you've been to Washington, D.C. numerous times and driven around.
I used to live there.
Yeah. Well, we kind of don't want, I mean, do we want Pensacola's streets and roads to be like Washington, D.C.? Because if we have irresponsible population growth, that's what it's going to be like.
Well, I think that's where you have zoning and management is to try to accommodate growth. I think everybody wants Pensacola to grow, right? Get particularly high wage jobs and
jobs for
people,
sure,
and people living inside the inside the city limits. Yeah.
Yeah. I am excited about the Reimagine Halifax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's already. Have you been down there since they've started?
I have. It's all torn up, and we're going to get into that and how it came about and your role in the Reimagined Halifax. But first, we're going to take a commercial break.
All right.
And when we come back, we'll continue our discussion with David Stafford, who is the City Administrator for Pensacola. But I want to remind our viewers that the Thornton Review is a civic engagement show with a purpose to spread awareness by interviewing local elected officials, candidates, and professional leaders. This is information you won't get anywhere else. You can watch the Thornton Review on our various outlets. Our website, thethorntonreview.com. On Vimeo, please follow the Thornton Review. On YouTube, please subscribe to the Thornton Review at the Thornton Review 7810. Please like our Facebook page, The Thornton Review Show, on TV, WBQP Channel 12, and WBQP on Roku and Fire Stick. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussion with Mr. Stafford. He used to be our supervisor of elections, and he was great, but now he is the city administrator, and we couldn't ask for a better person for the job.
Thank you.
There is no government-funded program that can guide a man's thoughts. Only God can do that. Company can install any type of fence. When you call and mention the Thornton Review, you'll receive a $100 discount on your fence. They also offer military discounts. Vinyl fence, wood fence, aluminum fence, chain link fence. If it has the word fence, Alpha Fence Company can do it. 850-586-8020. 850-586-8020. Thank you for tuning in. So we're going to talk about the Reimagined Halifax, because that's just going to be a beautification and safety measure for Halifax Street.
Yeah.
I was thinking that they may as well just close it to traffic, but I guess that's not in the plan.
No, that's not the current plan. I know there's people that are on both sides of that issue. Some people would, that I've heard over the years, again, living and working downtown Pensacola for years and years and years. So I've heard both sides of that argument. You've got some of the business owners that would, not like that at all.
Right.
Some folks that just from that come down and frequent it would like to have. They've been to other places where the promenades, but no, that's not in the cards right now. I'm not even sure if that's in the future, but the focus right now is again, you got to remember where this initiated. When Mayor Reeves was first elected, the FP&L had done a big project down there.
I remember that.
Putting some infrastructure in, and as part of that, they have to agree to restore the road to the condition that it was, before they did their work. And so as they were coming to the conclusion of their project, I think there was some discussion about, okay, well, if you're going to go ahead and tear up the street, is there some other additional work that can be done? And that's kind of at the very front end of Mayor Reeves when he came into office. And so basically what they did is said, whatever the resources that you were going to put towards just going in and repaving, what if you gave that to us, and then we expanded that project with our own resources to be able to do a more expansive project. Anyway, that's sort of in a nutshell how the project was born. And there's been a lot of things that people, particularly the ADA access, the stormwater the stormwater improvements that are going to happen. I'm just looking at notes here. 1,700, more than 1,700 linear feet of new stormwater. I think it's been 30 or 40 years since any kind of new stormwater infrastructure was installed in that area.
So will that actually help with
flooding?
With flooding?
Yeah, absolutely.
So from my experience, I think what happens sometimes is the water level in the bay rises above those storm pipes. Like so the pipes are here and the water level's here. But when the water rises above those storm pipes, I've seen water coming out of the gutters.
Yeah. All I know is that
because it backs up.
They say that there's going to be they'll be able to handle another full inch additional of stormwater runoff, if you will, which is going to be huge. Now there's some limitations because you also have the infrastructure that's north of Palafox. Then you have on Garden Street, and FDOT, Florida Department of Transportation, is doing a project here, and hopefully in the next couple of years where they're going to have to upgrade their infrastructure there as well. But the idea is while you're tearing up the street, let's go ahead and do some of this stormwater infrastructure, ADA accessibility.
Yep.
That is it was a huge deal down there, and that's a big part. 44 new drainage structures, 46 ADA compliant curb cuts, 8 enhanced new parking spaces and handicap accessible parking spaces. And then it's going to widen sidewalks. And so it's going to be a great experience. Obviously there's short term, it's difficulty because you're not having the ability to, both as a resident as well as for the business owners as well. But we've worked with them over the course of the project. So the hope is that, we're certain there's an incentivized goal to be back open no later than the end of May, which, everybody's shooting for, trying to hit that incentivized goal. And then if they go beyond the incentivized goal, that money would be applied, would be made available to the business owners for any loss of income they may have.
That's a good idea. So, I went down there the day after they started, and they had a good portion of the road dug up, and they had it fenced off. And so I parked on Balin Street and walked down, and a couple blocks. I don't mind walking because it's good exercise.
Sure.
I love walking downtown anyway because you get to see everything. But the place that I had to go was across Palafox, and they had the 6-foot fences up. And from Balin Street, I could see Palafox because it's 1 block west. And when I saw the fences up, I thought, oh no, I'm going to have to walk back up to Palafox Street or to Garden Street and go around. But I decided to walk down anyway, and they have corridors through. Did. Yeah, so I lucked out. I was like, okay, so I don't have to go.
And the signage hasn't. Last time I was down there, the signage hadn't gone up yet, but they're going to have fence signage that's wayfinding
where you can walk through.
Yeah. But no, they're doing a good. And Adrian Walker in our up in the mayor's office is kind of the project lead on that, and she's spent countless days and hours with on this project, and she's an archaeologist by trade, which is interesting. But
I wonder if they'll find anything.
well, it was interesting when they evidently when FP&L was doing their project, they found some interesting artifacts and
Really?
whatnot. But no, a lot of
That's
time
great.
and effort was done on the planning side, and it was great. As you said, I was down there probably 8 o'clock on the Monday morning when they began, and as you saw, they were tearing up the concrete and on the north end, and they've already started on the south end, and that's the idea. It's going to be an accordion, so they're gonna start from south on Main Street, north on Garden Street, and then meet in the middle.
Is the road going to be more narrow?
Yes, so they're going to extend out the sidewalks. Yes, so
Okay.
it's going to narrow the road a
So
little bit.
that restaurants can have more seating for customers, outdoor dining.
The big thing, yeah, right. There'd be more area for that, but also again, ADA accessibility. The wider the sidewalks, the
Sure.
easier maneuverability. Because if you're, I know there's people that have down there experienced the challenges, and again, part of that is just historic, and it's just happened over the years. But this is an opportunity to look at all of that holistically. Look at your stormwater. Look at your ADA accessibility. Look at the beautification.
Yeah.
Truing up the sidewalk, the crosswalks, because some of them are at a different angle.
I
Now
haven't
putting
noticed.
them at 90 degrees. Yeah, go down and look. Well, I guess it's too late now because they've all been pulled up.
I'm a jaywalker though. I don't use the crosswalks because I know how to. I'm from here and I know if a car's coming, I don't go.
Yeah, and as you talked about the a couple other things I'd like to highlight is there going to be 42 new trees in addition
What
to
kind of trees?
I'm not sure.
I hope they're not crepe myrtle.
I don't.
Let's ban crepe myrtle. It's a giant weed, and you see it everywhere. It
It's
doesn't do
funny.
anything.
There's a lot of people that love crepe myrtles.
Well, I mean, I like crepe myrtle, but I don't want the entire city to be crepe myrtle.
No, I don't.
And it already is.
I don't think they're all crepe
They're
myrtles.
cute. I mean, if somebody has a couple crepe myrtles in
Sure.
the yard,
I got you.
I love them.
And they're keeping
But
32 existing trees and 114 new modular metal planters. But one of the other interesting things is they're putting some new granite ballast stone planters. They're going to kind of mimic what you see at Plaza Ferdinand, kind of an ode to the history. So we're excited about the project, and it's going full bore ahead. And our hope and expectation has come. End of May that we're back open and everybody loves the end product.
Yeah, the construction headache is going to be worth it once it's all done. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to draw more people. It's going to be more accessible. People will want to come downtown.
Absolutely.
So like in Bethesda, Maryland, just north of DC or
Yep.
right beside DC.
Good crowds there.
They have, it's a small city. It's kind of compact. It's similar to Pensacola. It might be a little bit bigger, but they have one road. I think it's Norfolk Road, and there's a restaurant called Cad High India. It's an Indian restaurant.
Okay.
They have a couple of other restaurants on that street. Well, they closed off the street, and so the restaurants are able to put tables out, like actually in the street, and it draws people. And I was hoping that maybe Pensacola would do something like that, but I guess is it already set in stone? There's not going to be any changes to the master plan now at this point. It's done. They've started, and
Oh yeah. No, I don't think so. As far as any effort to try to limit vehicular access, no. I mean, I think that was. I think it was something that's been talked about over the years, but
but too many people are against it.
well, I think there's
They
just
need to take a field
lots of
trip to
different.
Bethesda and walk down that one particular road.
Well, I
and
think
see.
there's a lot of input that was taken from a lot of places, and a lot of the business owners are. I mean, just anecdotally, a lot of the business owners are the ones that wouldn't like.
People are
They
afraid of
don't want
change.
they don't want the vehicular traffic to stop.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good. I think it's going to be wonderful. The
I do
end
too.
product's going to be great. And it's safety. It's a safety issue as well. Widening the sidewalks and
Are the sidewalks
sure
going to be covered?
No, I mean you have the existing
You have the
balconies,
existing covered, yeah.
which is interesting because that's where the work is being done. If you think about those poles that go down the middle of the sidewalk, the activity is happening on the sort of the street side of those poles. And so everything that's undercover right now continues to be undercover. And that's the other important thing. I guess I should have led with this, and that is all the businesses are stayed open, remain open to the public. You can access them again, not only from the east and the west, but you can also traverse and go across at these intervals to be able to.
I did it. It was easy. At first, I didn't know, that split second, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get cut through, but I walked down there anyway, and there was wide enough opening in the fence that you could clearly just walk on through.
That's right. That's right.
And so I would encourage people, if they want to go downtown during this construction, do it, because it's easy access. You can't park on Palafox Street, but I could never park on Palafox Street anyway. I would drive down, never find a parking spot, so I'd have to park, a couple blocks away, and that's just normal. And
well, the other piece of this is the 414 spaces that were previously, or there's going to be a total of 414 free parking spaces during the period of this project. So recognition, of course, that you obviously the ones along Palafox are going to be inaccessible for some period of time, but then allowing the on-street parking in other areas to be free versus the ones that used to be that were you had to pay to park. So plenty of opportunity. Encourage people to come down, support those local businesses during this this period.
Support local business. So have you heard any talk about business owners and residents within the city either having free or reduced parking? It would be really nice to have a sticker on my car as a resident and just pay a yearly fee to park downtown, because sometimes I'm in a hurry. I'm late. I'm always either right on time or late. I'm hardly ever early. And if I have to get my phone out and try to figure out how to pay to park, and then the app isn't working or it's not letting me pay for some reason, and I'm stressed out because I'm already late I would have been on time, but I'm trying to figure out parking. I can't even pay to park. Then I'm worried about getting a ticket. That's happened to me a couple times. I don't know why the app doesn't work on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they've made a lot of progress on that. I do know that they're taking a look at this period of time where there's kind of a pause in that program.
Yeah.
Looking at a lot of the data, we've collected a lot of data over the course of the last year and a half, and looking at that. So when we do, when it does relaunch, there potentially may be some changes in.
I would love to have $20 yearly fee for a resident or a business owner, because I'm a resident and a business owner within the city.
Sure.
I would love to pay $20 a year and just be able to park.
Yeah, but lots of ideas. People have a lot of ideas. You can imagine a lot of ideas about parking. Yeah, I mean it's good that people want to come downtown.
Yeah.
They want to come down and patronize the businesses and visit. So it's parking can be a challenge, but it's a sign of that people want to come down. It's a vibrant city where people want to come and be a part. But we're always looking we continually look at the parking situation. We have good team that manages that right now. But the big thing we're doing right now is looking at the data and saying, okay, what does it make sense to continue the way we were continuing, or do we want to make some modifications moving forward? So this pause is going to give us an opportunity to do that.
Good, yeah. To study the data. That's a good idea. I appreciate you all doing that.
Absolutely.
Because that means you've listened to the citizens, you've listened to the business. Because I'm not the only person that would love to have free parking or reduced parking or one yearly rate parking for residents and business owners. I know I'm not the only person to bring that up.
Everybody has opinions about parking. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the city council, has a role to play in that as well with ordinances.
So, are we hiring a new police chief?
We are.
Okay. So, is the
this week.
contract are they under a contract for a certain period, and then city council chooses to renew it, or the mayor?
So basically, they're hired as an employee
Okay, so there's no
of the city
time period contract.
So
It's indefinite.
and that yeah, until the
But typically, when a new mayor is hired, don't they hire, or elected? I mean, when a new mayor is elected, don't they typically hire their own police chief? Are they in charge of that?
not necessarily. Again, we're sort of in this new. Mayor Reeves has only been the third the mayor under the strong mayor format, and so. So we're in the process of it. We're actually, today's Monday. I don't know when we're when this is being aired, but tomorrow the three candidates, one local, and then two from out of town are going to be here, and they're going to be meeting with the mayor, meeting with some folks on city staff, meeting with some local community groups. There's going to be a public forum
What time is
the Sanger, 5:30 at the Sanger Theater on Tuesday, and that's a public forum where it's going to be moderated.
That's
good.
It's
open to the public. It's also going to be streamed, and then the interviews themselves and the interview panel with 6 folks on the interview panel will occur on Wednesday morning, and then ultimately it's the mayor's decision. The mayor will make that decision on which of those 3 candidates he's going to select, and then we'll move forward on that front. And I suspect here with the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll have a new police chief named.
Can you give me names of the candidates?
Sure. We've got.
Who's the local person?
So the 3 candidates. Eric Winstrom is a gentleman from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Brian Dugan from retired police chief from city of Tampa, and then Eric Goss is the current acting deputy police chief here in the city of Pensacola.
What's the name? The last one, the one who's currently
Eric Goss.
Eric Goss.
Yeah.
Okay. How long has he been the police chief?
He's not the police chief. He's the acting.
Okay.
Acting deputy police
Gotcha.
chief. The acting police chief is Kristen Brown.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was a female. So did she decide?
She's retiring.
Okay. Well, good for her. Congratulations to her.
Yeah.
So
3 good candidates, and so we'll they'll go through the process, and ultimately, like I said, the mayor will make his decision.
Do y'all have a committee or a company that does a nationwide search and does the advertising, and then they send in their resumes?
We did that internally here. We advertised, and we did get national interest, and so there was a whole lot of folks, and then it was whittled down to 3, and then those 3 are here as part of the final selection project process.
That's fun. I was part of ECUA when they hired Bruce Woody
as
the executive director.
Yeah.
I was on the Citizens Advisory Committee.
Oh, okay.
That's actually how I met Charles Thornton.
Oh, okay.
I knew of Charles. I knew who he was. And I knew that we both put in our application to the governor to appoint us to the District 3 seat, because we both live in District 3. And Mr. Elvin McCorvey, who had been on the board for over 20 years, probably almost 30 years.
Oh, yeah, Mr. McCorvey
passed away, so they had an open seat, and the governor appointed someone to that seat.
I remember.
But during that time also, the executive director retired.
Steve Sorrell.
And their attorney retired or got let go.
Yeah.
And so
I saw where Dale Perkins announced that he's not.
I know.
Not running. God bless him. He was. He's
been on there since the beginning.
I think he was the. I was looking at. I think he was the. When I left, I think I was the longest term.
He and Dr.
Second, Walker. I think second or third longest serving
Dr. Walker
Republican elected official here locally. And so then he took the.
I debated him on fluoride back in 1997.
Oh my goodness!
Fluoride was my very first political involvement ever. I didn't even think it was political at the time, but as I started getting into politics, I'm like, that was very political. So yeah, Dale and I had a debate on Channel 3 News about fluoride.
How about that? A long time
Back in
ago.
the day. Yeah, so yeah, I was way before my time on that fluoride because I was trying to convince everybody it's not about the fluoride, it's about our medical freedom.
Yeah.
Now after COVID, everybody's like medical freedom, get that fluoride out because it's not necessary. It doesn't have anything to do with water quality. Just like vitamin C. I take vitamin C every day. And if ECUA said, Pueschel takes this really good vitamin C, we're going to put it in the water because if it's good for her, she knows it's good. Everybody needs vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the government mandating any type of medication or any type of thing that doesn't have to do with water quality in the water.
Well, there you go.
So finally, the Florida Senate decided that we don't need any type of medicines in the water. It's a good deal.
Yeah.
So I spoke to the Senate. I went down there to the Florida State Senate and spoke my opinions on it.
All right.
It's great.
Citizen involvement, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's addicting. Once you go down there, you just want to keep going back.
Yeah, they got quite a session coming up here soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting soon. Particularly, it's a election year, so they start in January.
Yeah, exciting, busy year.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Governor DeSantis's last is I guess this year, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
This last session, although I understand they're talking about having a couple of special sessions.
Interesting.
Already talking about that.
I wonder what they're going to be about.
I think they talked about one about redistricting and another one about
Right.
property taxes.
Okay.
So at least that's what. what
So
I'm hearing.
redistricting, I don't know anything about. They can pretty much do what they want with that because I'm sure that they have people who are knowledgeable on the districts and the demographics, and they know how to draw the lines. But property tax, I believe that people should be, whenever you homestead your home, you should be grandfathered at the assessed value the year you buy your home, just grandfathered in. And I think that would help because you can't really just abolish property tax because how many billions of dollars would that be that the state just wouldn't have anymore? But if you grandfather in the homestead exemption rate that you purchased your house the year you purchased your house, that would just help everybody.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of proposals that are being kicked around. I think there's some that are some things that they think they can do statutorily, and then a lot of them, as it relates to property taxes, have to go before the voters. So I think I think the conventional wisdom is that something at least will be put before the voters in the form of a constitutional amendment or more than one here. So ultimately, the voters will get to weigh in and decide.
So it was nice having you on.
Thank you.
And congratulations to your new position.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I do believe that we have the best person for the job because you already know Pensacola. You're from here. You're born and raised. You have a vested interest in the integrity of Pensacola and what makes it run smoothly and what the priorities are. So I appreciate that. And do you have any closing statements?
I don't. Thank you for the opportunity to come and talk about the great city of Pensacola and exciting times here. We're growing, and it's as the mayor wants to make it continue to make it a place that people want to live, work, and play. Come visit, and it's an honor to be asked to do this job. It's to lead the almost 900 people that go to work every day. I'm trying to make Pensacola the best that it can be, and it's humbling and it's an honor, and I love coming and talk about it.
Well, that's great. I appreciate you and all the work that you do and all the work that you have done.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. The Thornton Review is on the air to provide public service awareness and intellectual infrastructure to our community. This show was made possible by Ida Gates, Godly Teas LLC, Alpha Fence Company, Larry Downs Jr. Plumbing, and our guest, Mr. David Stafford, City of Pensacola Administrator. And we want to thank you for watching this episode of the Thornton Review. Bye-bye.